Welcome back to my channel. It's Taylor Bridges here with another review. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you would be so kind to like, comment, and subscribe, I would be so appreciative. Let's get right into it. We are here to review Love and Marriage DC Season 2, Episode 3. All right, the episode starts right where we left off last episode, which is Erena and Winter together. Winter has brought up these receipts that she received about Jason, and I'm thinking, Winter, where are we going with this? Like, where is this coming from? And if I am seeing Winter's perspective, I think she's thinking, look, if I receive anything at all about these women, I'm gonna bring it to them, just to show that there is tea circulating about them out there. I think that's where Winter's coming from, just so she's not perceived as fake. Because ultimately, Winter's damned if she do, damned if she don't. Like, that's just what it is. As far as it relates to these women, like, there's nothing Winter can do to pretty much redeem herself as of right now. Like, they're dead set on how they feel about Winter. It is what it is. But ultimately, Winter has yet to bring any receipts, so I am hoping she shows herself to be more credible. Because I do like Winter. But we're not gonna do this where, Winter, you're gonna build a whole storyline off of, rumors about these women's husbands without having any real proof or facts or anything. That's what we're not gonna do. Like, if you're gonna come with it, you need to come with it, Winter. But regardless, I think Erena was on 10 with her reaction to it. You can't technically tell someone how to feel because this is her son being brought up. She's the one having to deal with the scrutiny of this he say, she say about her husband, her marriage, all this and that. So I'm not telling Erena how to feel. I'm just saying it looked like she was doing a little bit much. It seemed like nervous energy to me. That's what it gave. And I'm thinking, is this what we're going to do this season? Have a bunch of dramatic clips that add up to these dry scenes? Because they advertise this scene. They advertise all the scenes where Ashley's getting into it with everybody and their mother. Like, they advertise all these things. But we know these shows are notorious for advertising that in the trailers. And then the scenes give very much nothing. Like, this scene was a waste of time. It did nothing. Like, it could have happened. This scene could have happened over text. I think text would have even been a little more dramatic than this seeing them together in the same room was. Call, FaceTime, like at most. I do not want to hear Winter and the word receipts in the same sentence until she has some legitimate proof. So there's that. Winter, I'm rooting for you, girl, but I'm going to need you to come with it. Ashley is speaking with her mom, and she wants her mom to take accountability, for pretty much abandoning her at 16. And her mom thinks she already has. And, her mom is like, what was done in the past should stay there. And I disagree. I think that's highly toxic, and that's a terrible cycle to instill in your offspring. Like, that's something that can go on. That already has been going on for generations and generations. Don't we want to put a stop to this? And clearly they have a different recollection of the events, and both perspectives are valid because it's their perspective. But I do hear Ashley when she's accusing her mom of feeling bad for leaving at 16, so she's made up her side of the story. People do that all the time. Like, they know they're dead wrong, and instead of being accountable and making amends with what they've done, they convince themselves of this like made up scenario that is favorable to them, and it relieves them of any wrongdoing. Because we know how manifestation works. Whether it's on a low or high level, manifestation is manifestation. Once you keep like convincing yourself of a scenario happening a certain way, that's how people get to believe in their own lies. Because it's easier to take your mind to the space where you can imagine this scenario going in your favor, as opposed to recollecting on what really happened, like the harsh reality of it. People do that all the time. So she's already justified, Ashley's mom has already justified, her leaving Ashley home at 16 by saying, she paid all the bills. She left Ashley at home with siblings and family, and that Ashley was a grown woman and Ashley was being defiant. And, obviously we can see the defiant nature in Ashley, but I'm not sure if seeing your 16-year-old high school teenager as a woman, because of her defiance, is cool. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not a parent yet, but this is what a PSA to parents. You receive the grade, whether it's a pass or fail. When your child, whether your child comes out good or bad, they are a reflection of your parenting for a large part. Now, granted, yes, the environment at home, the environment at school, in the community, all these things come together to influence children. But parental influence is a heavy weight on a child's persona. So for Ashley's mother to say, you know, Ashley was defiant, you were just bad. That's just you're saying that she was bad at 16. You're saying that as a reason to distance yourself from your irresponsibility. And granted, clearly, Ashley's mom didn't have the tools to parent Ashley any better than she did. I'm guessing. But Ashley's mom needs, at this point, come on, the self-awareness to say that she didn't have those tools and just own up to it. Like, as opposed to doubling down on the justification of her absence when this woman, your daughter, was a teenager. Period. But that's too difficult. It's easier to live in that delusion and convince yourself of an alternate reality in which you did the right thing. You did right by your daughter. That's the scenario that you want to replay over. You don't want to replay what really happened. So her mom is crying and saying that Ashley and everyone knows how much she loves Ashley, and it's like, it's not about that. In fact, I thought she was being pretty emotionally manipulative. Like, you're driving these tears to deflect from taking responsibility. Like, I get it. Yes, you might have loved her. Cool. That has nothing to do with what Ashley's trauma has spilled from. And the mom does say she's sorry, you know. That can still be considered an emotional play from somebody like me. I consider it to be one. You know, sorry for what? You know, we know real healing has uncomfortable moments, you know, so it's more than likely not going to be easy, but you get more respect being forthright, you know. So the mom just refuses to acknowledge Ashley's pain and perspective. And, you know, as I'm watching this scene, I'm like, you know, Ashley and I have extremely similar upbringings, and I think she's absolutely right when, you know, she's saying she's not going to get the acknowledgement and apology she wants from her mom. And that's that on that. She has to do the work to get that. She has to receive an apology, receive reconciliation without her mom's input at all, if she really wants to heal and move forward. Because you go spend the rest of your life waiting on people to own up to the things that they've done. You know, so sometimes you have to just seek that healing for yourself. So I'm glad. And, you know, she supplements her children with the love and attention she didn't receive from her mom. And I know that has to feel amazing, you know, from the kid's perspective and from Ashley's perspective as now a parent, knowing what it's like as a child to not receive what Ashley knows she's, you know, now giving to her kids, you know. But Ashley still has that little girl in her that still hasn't been acknowledged. And I think that's always going to linger in her spirit until she gets that actual acknowledgement somehow, or just really, like, truly in her heart of hearts, reconcile that. That's really sad. I think even as much as she, you know, gives, like I said, that love to her kids, Ashley does not know what it's like to receive the parental love that she's giving to her kids for herself. So that's pretty sad, you know, and I think it's the reason why she lashes out and has an attitude, you know. I definitely can empathize, relate, understand with Ashley in this moment, for sure. I'm sending Ashley healing energy. You know, us strong personalities, from one strong personality to the next, we could be some of the most emotional, mushiest people, sensitive, you know. And I think a lot of times we are misunderstood and we harden ourselves to protect our big hearts, because because of our demeanor, people think we're just like brass, steel, you know what I mean, brick. And it's like, really, there are so many circumstances that can lead some of us to be here. Like, but really, we want to be soft. And I genuinely see that in Ashley, in this scene and in just other scenes where she's interacting with her family and her friends. When she's around people that she, cares about, I think I definitely see a different side of Ashley that I definitely like and I definitely relate to. So I'm giving her credit about that. To have your mother break your heart is a very serious offense for a little black girl. So I definitely feel you, Ashley, for sure. And I'm not even one to feel sorry for anyone at all. But I understand exactly what, Ashley has been describing to a T. So I definitely see her more than I ever have before watching this show. And I just want to express that. We're now with Joy and Clifton, and they're shopping for incense smells to put in his new beard oil business. And they do have a great chemistry and comfortability. I do like them together, especially with them being removed from Ready to Love. They are much better doing their own thing, because woo. They're talking about the wedding, and Joy doesn't want a grand ceremony, and I'm totally with her. Like, Joyce, she did, like she said, everything else was just put on Front Street. Everything was televised for the masses. Can we have something for just you and I? I want a courthouse wedding myself. Like, what did Joy say? People just, like, people come to weddings for the open bar, because if you don't have an open bar, we're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about you if you don't have an open bar. And that's what people come for. And weddings, like, cost buku money. And I'm like, I'm not interested. I don't care what anybody. I don't need to have no big shebang. I want a courthouse wedding, and I just simply want to have a reception. Now, the reception is going to be lit, and it will have an open bar. But I'm not spending all this money on the ceremony part. No, let me and my man go get married. So I'm with, Joy on that. Some of us want to be married. We don't care about the wedding. Give me my man at the altar. Really, nothing else matters. So, and I like that she wants a moment just with them too. I'm with her on that, and I do think that, I think they'll make it. I think they both have good heads on their shoulders. I think they have something great. I think they're intentional. I think they're ready for what they're doing now. So I'm happy for them. Irena and Jamie are having to get used to Jamie being retired now. And I'm like, that's such a interesting transition, right? Because even something as simple as, like, my man works from home, I work in office. Like, if I just did 2 weeks just all at home, that would change the dynamic of the house immensely. So imagine, like, now that Jamie's retired, and Jamie's already, like, drill sergeant and, like, annoying. The grandma, I think is it Irena's mom? I think it's Irena's mom, is yelling for them to come down and eat breakfast like they're teenagers in high school. Come on, like, constantly calling them, like, every 5 minutes because they're taking too long to, like, get out of bed, get out the room. I thought that was funny. My nana still does that to me now. Like, I don't even live in the same state as the woman. Don't ask me how. Just know she is everywhere and knows everything and knows. And I get up earlier than everybody, and she still just harasses, girl. But I do love seeing these family dynamics. It always puts a smile on my face. I'm a big sucker for it. Family is just everything to me. So I don't care what. You can be the biggest villain on any of these shows. A family dynamic of any sort is just so heartwarming to somebody like me. I love seeing families together. And it's just a reminder that these people are humans at the end of the day. What we see on the TV screen is a very limited experience of who these people are, who they were before we even met them, who they will be once they're off our screen, who they are when they lay their heads down at night, So I love seeing just these warm moments of just natural family interaction. Irena is a beautiful woman. She's a class act. Even when I read her, facts are facts. Irena is a beautiful woman. They discuss, Jamie and Irena are discussing the receipts from Winter. And I agree, Winter did not have the receipts. So I'm hoping she comes with some. And, clearly the household isn't used to Jamie being home as much. So I actually thought it'd be great for Jamie to be Arena's assistant for a little bit. It would not last long, but the sentiment sounds good. Like, I think Arena would do well with that kind of support. And Jamie needs to do, he needs to kind of do something for Arena in that regard. I think that'd be great for just like a week. We're at Ashley's surprise party. She's not surprised at all, which is both funny and annoying. But, she does like everything. She, like the way they describe it, she's like super mom, super wife, super everything. So she knows Quick's every move. She knows her children's every move. Like, she's just responsible for everybody all the time. So she probably could tell he was up to, she probably just knows how everybody operates. Like she said, nobody called me. Nobody said nothing. It's not hard to deduce that something is up, So, I mean, it probably was kind of obvious to her. Unfortunately, Alicia has gotten into an accident on the way to the party, and Quick, opts not to tell Ashley, which I actually agree with, because like he said, let's let Ashley have her night. Alicia is okay. First and foremost, because Alicia is okay, let Ashley, why tell Ashley before she gets to the party, or, why when she walks in the door? Let her have her night. Let her enjoy her guests. Alicia's good. Thank God, right? They're sitting down, and Arena asks what they think about Joy. And Joy and Clifton are in Guatemala, so they're not in the party. I'm hoping that they are going to show up as come on, main cast members, because they're giving very much friend of the show. And I get it. The promo has just the two couples, Quick and Ashley and Jamie and Arena. But come on, we want to see Joy and Clifton. We need those. Quick and Ashley and Jamie and Arena are not enough to carry this show. They're just not. We need everybody in the room, every scene, pretty much. We need everybody showing up. So I hope they're going to be in the season a lot, because we need them. I mean, for the show to be interesting. Sharella mentions that Joy has known her husband for years, so Joy has blocked both Sharella and her husband. And the husband, Black, does speak on it and says that Joy and his girlfriend became friends while him and Joy were in the group. And then I'm like, and then what, Black? And then what? Because then he's like, I don't know. Since that didn't work out, I'm not sure. What happened? I cannot stand. It is such a pet peeve when people act like they have no idea why somebody doesn't fool with them. Even if you do not agree with the reasoning behind why somebody messes with you, you are not totally clueless. You're not totally clueless. You have a clue. So by him playing clueless, that lets me know either you're lying or you're not credible. That's how I feel. I hate when people act like they know. I don't know. I don't know why this person is stalking me on Instagram. You know what I mean? Well, you dated her ex. It doesn't make sense, no. But don't act like you don't know, at all. Any possibility that could lead to this. I don't like when people do that. But, Joy having all this smoke for this man's wife who she doesn't even know is very weird to me. So, there's no need for any of the extra energy, but I'm hoping we can hear the other side of this to really start to make an educated judgment on who's right or wrong. So I don't know yet. I don't even know. It's easy to say Joy's wrong. It's easy to say Sharella and them hating. You just don't know. And I like to reserve my thoughts until I have a little more. I would like to reserve my thoughts. I have a little more information. Arena is being messy, mentioning how Joy felt away about Ashley's comment about that whole single moms panel for Ready to Love that Joy got booked for. And they were speaking about this at Jason's going away party. And Arena, you're the one who asked Joy at your house how she felt about it. So I feel like you're being fake. What are you doing? Arena, you're the oldest woman here, sis. You're doing a lot. Ashley is still insisting on having her opinion on Joy speaking opportunity. And I think, if you're a friend, it's a simple congratulatory moment. It's really that simple. Like, you know, the shade can be saved for pillow talk with her husband, if it's that serious. But Ashley holding on to feeling the way she wants to feel about Joy's opportunity is off-putting. Like, this really don't have anything to do with you. So, you know, your point, Ashley's point, is unnecessarily wrong. Isn't necessarily wrong, but just because you think it doesn't mean you have to say it. Like, you're coming off as a hater. Like, you're not necessarily wrong, but you don't, that doesn't mean it's like it makes sense to say it. Jamie thanks Quick for stepping in with Lil Jamie, and apparently Quick said the same thing as Jamie, but it was like they said, right message, wrong messenger from Lil Jamie. Quick was the right messenger for it. And Lil Jamie, according to Arena, has said he's not worthy of being here on Earth, and he's been having thoughts of offing and ending things, if you know what I mean. And, you know, Jamie chalks it up to Lil Jamie being a bum. And I think it's half, honestly. But it all leads down the same road, because I don't see what's joyous about being a bum. So even if like you're like half bum, half depressed, or half more than depressed and ready to get up off of Earth, being a bum is still like right. It's like on the freeway on the way there too. You know what I mean? Like for real. Like for real. Like being like kind of low in life is not like a very uplifting space to operate from. So Lil Jamie's just going through it, you know. Ashley speaks up on how Jamie's words towards Lil Jamie can be hurtful to hear and feel as a child, and I totally agree. And I think I can imagine a scenario in which Jamie and Arena have tried that gentle parenting with Lil Jamie and it's not worked. And I can imagine a scenario in which they or Jamie hasn't given it enough, given it consistently, or not at all, or he just plain on needs to give him some more. It's just messy. It's just messy. Jamie says Lil Jamie does this all the time, and he does these things for attention. And I'm like, true, but whose attention is he trying to get, Jamie? Whose attention? Seems to me like he's trying to get your attention. He wants your validation. He wants your love. You're the one he's trying to evoke an emotion out of. Like, you're who he wants to make feel something. He's willing to act out to get your attention, you know. And the fact that Jamie said that little Jamie has been saying for the past 8 years what he's going to do to himself and his life, you know, what has the dynamic been like? How many hugs and I love yous have y'all exchanged on a random weekday in the past 8 years? It's really sad. You know, I do agree with Jamie, you know, saying not many people can tell him about his son. You know, I agree with him to a certain extent. You know, like Quick and Ashley do not know him. I don't know him. You don't know him. We're going off of what we see. There is so much context missing here that we will never receive. Please keep that in mind. You know, at the same time, well, before I get there, I think also ganging up on Jamie while y'all are all having shots and stuff, it really doesn't make for a productive convo. It's not the right time for it. And Quick, you need to sweep at your own front door. But at the same time, Jamie, your words are harmful towards your son. As Ashley said, like, two things can be true. He can definitely stand to improve in that area. Quick finally tells Ashley that Alicia got into an accident. And I do understand Ashley's concern as well. That's her best friend, right? I get it. But I don't like how Ashley made the comment about how Quick has no real friends. You know, you don't get it. You don't have real friends. Like, because he wants her to pretty much continue on her night. You know, for Quick, it's like he's damned if you do, damned if you don't. He wanted her to have a good night. He wanted his wife to have a good birthday celebration, enjoy her night, you know, and not get worked up about the accident that happened, that no one was at fault. No one there involved on Ashley's side is responsible for. Accidents happen. But by the grace of God, Alicia is okay. And if she's okay, what's the difference, in my opinion, in enjoying the rest of your night with your friends and family and then seeing your friend early the next morning right after? I just didn't like that comment coming from Ashley. That sort of comment, that hurts feelings. Like, that was unnecessary. I did feel bad for Quip because, he had great intentions, this whole evening. And now somehow he's having this energy towards him for trying to do something special for Ashley and not ruin her night, and I really was like, dang. I don't know about other people, but I can definitely see how, I've done that before in my dynamic with my man. So that was definitely a mirror in a way. And I was like, dang, Ashley. I'm like, dang, I don't want to be doing that to anybody. Quick had great intentions, and he really did what he thought was right. He really did. And that deserves appreciation. And I think Ashley was frazzled. And I think that was what Quick was trying to avoid, especially since Alicia was okay. He didn't want Ashley to freak out and lose touch of the moment, but he couldn't control that. So it happened. But, that was the end of the episode. It was a cool episode. I'm ready for next episode. So far, I'm not mad at the season. I think right now it's too early to tell what the vibe is going to be. It's 50-50. He's either going to give or they're going to end up dragging things out. I can't yet tell, but I'm going to keep reviewing. I'm going to keep it on time for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Again, if you'll be so kind to like, comment, and subscribe, I would be so, so appreciative. Thank you, and have a great evening.